Thursday edition. The ban is over. Self-imposed, and I thought unnecessarily personally, but who am I to judge? Edition. We'll be talking Brewers, finally, with the old boy. The Elton Jenkins assessment of his own play was how sometimes I finish my performances on this program and think, well, that wasn't very good. He used a little bit more colorful language. Poopy language, if you will. Edition. And the Jesse has been looking, or at least was told quite a while ago, to find this clip. And now we have created a questionable, is it still as good as the buildup will have been situation from one of the McCordi brothers. I'm still not sure which one it is. Edition. You're shaking your head already.
Nah.
Okay.
Underwhelmed when I cut that audio this morning.
Can't wait. Way to sell it. I'm Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you want, everything you need, like the old Vertical Horizon song, on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, cutting up McCordi Brothers sound bites. And from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How about them Brewers? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I don't know. The more I thought about it, I think I might ban myself through the weekend.
What?
I don't feel like it's... Yeah, I don't know if I've punished myself enough. I probably gave it a week. It's been a week. Is today today's Thursday, right?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, the 25th.
It's been a goofy week. And Jesse's complaining that he didn't get enough ideas sent over to him. And I said, I sent you 3 ideas you haven't even put out yet on Monday. And I sent you an idea on the defensive line coach and how the impact he's making with the rest of the crew and how much pressure they're getting and all this. And he gives the look like, well, I didn't think you looked at the show sheet anyways. And I kind of had to say, touche, back to him. Kind of, dude, stop being Jim Halpert. You're not Jim Halpert. For anyone that's not on video, Jesse is doing that old, and Jason, you didn't watch The Office.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
The whole smirk thing at the camera. There's Jimmy. Jimmy Nelson.
Is that what that is?
Jimmy Viral Nelson.
Does Ed Helms play that character?
No.
No. I don't. I think his name's Krasinski.
Oh, John Krasinski. Yeah. He's good.
He's an action star now.
Yeah. Jack Ryan.
Yep.
Shadow Recruit.
Yeah, good series. Amazon Prime.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Thursday Night Football.
Nobody
Haven't watched
watches
it.
Amazon Prime.
That's what I've heard. But they get free delivery of all their packages, which is what really matters. So Tausch, you don't want to talk Brewers? You're extending your ban because there's nothing interesting to talk about other than their magic number being 1 to get the top seed.
They're down to 1 with the magic number. I don't think there's anything pertinent. Obviously,
fair.
They just tied the franchise record for wins in a season.
If you'd let me finish, Jesse.
Well, you can't say there's nothing pertinent.
What do you think that happened yesterday? What's pertinent? They're going to have an all-time wins record, and they're going to be a 1 seed. We thought that for the last 2 months. I'm not shocked by any of this. I didn't expect a Detroit Tigers meltdown to happen. This team is too good. So what am I shocked about? They've been average. They're trying to get their pitching in order. I'm concerned about a couple of the injuries that they got. You know, is McGill going to be able to get back? How's Woody going to be? Is he going to be able to pitch? Miz is struggling. So am I a little bit more skittish about the starting pitching that I have felt like has been a huge component to this team being as good as they are? Yeah, I'm a little skittish. But this team has gotten everything they want. They're going to be favorites going in, and we should be making a World Series run. I think that's the overlying thing. But we're going to have a 5-day break, right? We got a day off today. 3 games this weekend that literally mean hardly nothing. You got to win one, and if Philly loses one, it's over. Get your pitching in order, get everybody rested, and then the conversation will turn to, that's going to be a lot of days off for these boys. What are they going to do? Simulated games, all that. So, I mean, that's where the conversation is. Am I crazy? I don't think that's that pertinent.
Don't.
Now, I'm excited. I'm a little. We have a big remote tomorrow out at Steinhoffel's in Madison. I was going to be down at. They're doing a big pancake feed down at AmFam Field, and I was going to be down there, but we had
pocket pancakes?
Crossed up some things. No, I think it's like a full-on festive, like a feast of pancakes down at the AmFam Field, starting at, I want to say it's at 6 or 6:30 or 7, 6 or 7 a.m. tomorrow.
I was a little disappointed you didn't go there right away, frankly.
Well,
What's
I did if you'd let me.
Why are they doing a pancake feast? What's
By the
the
way, don't look now, but you're talking Brewers.
Yeah. Oh, nothing.
Well, because
nothing
I
pertinent
agreed.
about
I
all
think
the
the
things
ban-
you just said that are great conversation
I did an 8-day
points.
ban. I think that's a fair punishment. Now, I am curious where everybody's head's going to be with the fact that the Packers are off next week. It's going to be Brewer Palooza. I mean, it is going to be Brewer Palooza next week. And I think more fans are skittish and nervous than they are anticipating great things happening. And I hope that isn't the case. I hope that's not how we go into it. So that's where I'm at. Jesse, is it still going to be Cubs-Padres? Is that basically what's going to, as if we're the 1 seed, is it going to be Cubs-Padres?
It is going to be Cubs-Padres unless something really crazy happens. The thing that's still up in the air is who will be hosting the series. So the Cubs are a couple of games up, but they've been really bottoming out here since they clinched their playoff berth last week.
They smoked the Mets last
They
night.
did smoke the Mets last night, so that goes a long way for them. It's probably going to be at Wrigley. Very likely it'll be at Wrigley, but there's a chance San Diego hosts the series. So it is very, very, very likely the Brewers will play either the Padres or the Cubs in the NLDS.
And we'd rather play the Padres because you think there's just too much pressure. I can tell Jason's already filling his britches if it's Counsell in the Cubs. I've sensed that for 2 months. And am I accurate in assessing that, Jason? Because you're always going to look at it and say, well, if this goes south, this will be even more devastating. And if the Padres beat us, it's like, oh, well, they're a high-rent team. Fair?
1,000%. I couldn't have summed up my position better myself. I'm nervous. because I feel like Jesse Nelson has been so dastardly in his hatred of a Brewers icon. We'll never forget you, Greg. That how close was Counsell to being on Greeny's Mount Rushmore of Brewers? I would think
Yelich. He managed during the golden era of Brewers baseball.
And then they got better when he left.
So this is what I'm talking about right there. He was chomping at the bit to chime in with that.
Yeah.
I would think Yelich would have been the next one, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't ask Greeny. We didn't.
I know you didn't ask him. I'm asking you what you think.
Well, I didn't read the book, so I don't know.
Yount, Molitor, Euchre, and Seelig were his 4 on the Brewers' Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I would not have put Bud. Bud Selig on there.
Well, you were on the same page with the Packers. You don't have to be on the same page with Greeny, as big of a fan of Get Up as you are, on the Brewers' Mount Rushmore. My point is that Jesse, I feel like he has set himself up with his outward hostility to the degree that I have not seen. I know there are other Brewers fans that feel the same way he does, but I don't know how many feel quite as white hot as he does. And I just have this sneaking suspicion that there's a danger of Jesse having to take a few days off to recover from the Cubs knocking our guys out.
Why are we not doing 7-game series in this first round?
You don't.
They've never done that ever.
Right, and we
I know,
said
but why
last
not?
year that they should.
NBA
and the year
didn't
before
do it.
we said they
it's
should.
the best. Let me tell you something. You go to a game, and I don't know, hopefully there'll be a game in the NLCS. I don't think I'm going to be able to make down there for the DS because of Saturday games, and it's not great on my schedule.
So you are still welcome there?
I don't know.
I'm just
Maybe not
kidding.
off the check. I just wonder if more Brewer fans feel. Jesse, do you feel the way Jason does, or do you feel the way I do?
I'm not of the polluted mindset going into these playoffs. The Brewers are going to have, unless something goes terribly wrong this weekend, they are going to have home field advantage through the entire MLB postseason. They are the number 1 seed. They're set a franchise record for wins in a season.
And they have been for a vast majority of the summer, last 3 months.
Is it the
2.5
most important
months.
1 seed in the history of baseball?
No. Nope. It's not. It's not like football.
They have
it's not like that.
They set the longest winning streak in franchise history this year. They're playing with this extra sentiment of the presence of Bob Uecker helping, forward the team. This season feels so special that you can't go into the postseason thinking, God, I hope we avoid this team. Or, man, if we can just make sure we don't play this squad that's hot coming into the year, we're going to be in good shape. Like, that can't be the mentality going into this thing. If you want to win the World Series, you got to beat the best.
It won't be from the players, but I think the fans. Is this wasab? Do we have a wasab?
What is that? I'm sorry.
Do we have wasab?
What is that?
Jesse? World Series or bust?
Oh.
Wasab.
When you're
Do
the
you use
best,
wasabi? You're a big
I do love
you're a big-
wasabi. Yeah,
You're
I
a
love
big
wasabi.
sushi guy, so I was just curious if you're a
I
big
am. I love
wasabi
sushi.
guy.
And I love
okay.
wasabi.
when you're the best team in baseball, don't you have to have a World Series or bust mentality?
I believe so.
Like, so this is
great reply.
I mean, isn't it like going into the season, the Brewers were not expected to be this good. They are this good. So if you say, in March, on March 15th, when they were in spring training, would you take the Brewers being the 1 seed and getting to the NLCS? Of course we would sign up for that because we didn't think they would be this good. Now that they're this good, your expectations change as you go throughout the course of a season. When you're the number 1 seed with home field advantage, likely going into the playoffs, you have to assume that you have the inside track to go to the World Series. So, yeah, like that has to be the mentality.
Jason?
Look, I'm not proud of this. Someday I will get a therapist and discuss it with them. But I am always worried about worst case scenarios in every aspect of my life. I can't help it. I've tried to work through it. It's far beyond the world of sports. So I am always thinking about that.
Give us an example of your personal life that you're saying this in.
I don't think you want
Because, Jason, you have – listen, man, you have 2 healthy kids that play 150 sports in high school. You have a great wife. Like, what on earth?
She is great.
So I don't understand, like, where –
So
I just want to understand you better. I don't get that.
I appreciate you seemingly being interested. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Seemingly? Why do you have to do that? I want to ask if I wasn't interested.
But in a public forum such as this, when you ask that,
it's when we talk. This is our show. This is our life.
Right,
yeah, that's how this works.
If I answer the question honestly, okay, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, I'm just gonna do this, and then you're gonna be like, "Damn it, why did I do this?" Okay?
Well, then don't do it. If you're going to start getting into
I'm
death
just saying,
and stuff like that, I don't want you.
All right. Let me do it this way.
Okay.
I have. Hello, Elmo. I have lived a great life. I am incredibly grateful for all the great things. You're right. our girls are magnificent. They make us look like better parents than we are. Paula, I could not be with a more perfect for me person. She holds me accountable. She organizes our life. I would be lost without her. Now, again, wasn't that long ago that we were dealing with breast cancer, and I was worried that I was going to be losing her. There's been some other stuff that has happened throughout my lifetime that have been very difficult. And so I do have enough bad crap that has happened in an otherwise really good life that I find myself, when things are good, again, I should get a therapist instead of using you on the show. But, like, I'm always worried, what's the crappy thing that's going to happen? It's not a great way to live. I'm not proud of it. I wish I wasn't like that.
Does
but
Paula
I am.
do the same thing?
No.
Is she in the same boat?
No. Thank God,
Okay.
because imagine how depressing this house would be if we were both like that.
That would be tough.
So
That could be
my
tough.
point is that even on little things like this, like Pat Murphy, like when we had him on the show, he was awesome. You know, when Jesse called for his job, he was awesome. Like, he's the kind of guy that I think I would really enjoy covering, right? And so I want them to be good. I've got a lot of people that care so deeply about that team. And I, of course, am thinking, and this is nowhere near as serious as the other stuff that's happened in my life, God dang it, they're going to have this great season, and the frickin' Cubs are going to ruin it. That's how my brain works. I'm not proud of it. I'm sorry that I think that way. I hope I'm wrong. But that's how my brain works.
Okay. Thank you for giving us a little
this-
insight without
this
getting into
psychological session
morbid. I
been
honestly,
brought
when
to
you
you
went
by
that route
Associated
and you
Bank.
said you were going to go morbid, I was immediately going to start reading Pell and just cutting it, because I'm glad you at least self-censored a little bit, which
I self-centered. First of all, I self-censored a lot. I thought I handled that better than quite frankly, better than I thought I was going to when I started. Just like
Maybe we should impose that ban on Tausch for another few days after the way that
put it
just
back
went.
on. I'm good till when is the first game of the NLDS?
Saturday the 4th. Saturday the 4th, game 1 in Milwaukee.
May the 4th be with you.
So it's 6 days. It's 6 days.
We're
off.
going to be without Brewers and Packers talk for a window there.
6 days off. Well, there'll be plenty of Badgers talk. At that point that we
next
can
week's
do.
going to be
Speaking of
anticipation
depressing
week.
conversations.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Yeah.
just from a scheduling perspective before you tell us about Pella. So we're done with that one game and done crap that I thought was ridiculous in baseball, right?
We are done with that.
3-game series that started, last year?
Yeah, the 3-game series are actually worse than the one and done crap, if you ask me.
No, it's not. Get out of here.
What?
It's 3 home games. You got to win 2 of them. That's what it should be, right?
I still think the
Right?
teams. I mean,
I obviously I agree. Jesse,
I think
he's asking you.
I think the setup very much favors teams that are hot going into the playoffs as opposed to teams who have earned it. There's division champions who have to play in that series like the Brewers have the last 2 years. I think it sucks. I think division champions for the length of a baseball season should be rewarded
So how
at
do you
least getting to
fix
the
it?
DS.
How do you
Put
fix
another
it?
team in to buy.
Yeah, go back
Put
to the way
another
it was
team in there.
before. Go back to the way it was before. The wild card teams, congratulations. You're in the playoffs. You got to win 1 game. Everybody else, you win your division. You get to the DS.
You know what, Jesse? Actually, interesting what you said there. You can keep your
sound
3
surprised.
division winners, right? And then you could do like the NBA does, where you have a 9-8 game. Whoever wins that plays the 7, and they have to use their best starter, and only one of those. So but you can do that, but then it's got to go back to a single limb. It's got to go back to single limb.
I'd be okay with that.
So the 9-8 game, boom. Then it goes, whoever wins that plays the 7, boom. And then whoever's that, with 2 of their pitchers are out, plays the 1 seed. Then that 1 seed's more important. I like where your head's at on that.
I'm
on board.
I think baseball, 1 game, I don't like. Like, what was the Trent Grisham game? Who was that against? Washington? Who was that against?
Yeah, that
years
was
ago?
the Nationals.
It was one.
Like, they
won a
were
champ.
clearly the better team, and one guy makes one mistake and they're cooked. That's
Hey,
not
welcome
fair.
to sports.
But if you didn't want to be in
Sports
that
ain't
spot,
fair.
win your division. Brewers didn't win their division. They had to play in that game. That's the benefit of the regular season.
And if you don't want to have leaky, creaky, squeaky
What if we just
win-
get rid of? What if we just get rid of divisions and just go best record? What if we just do that?
No.
Why?
It's an imbalanced schedule because you play so many games against teams in your division. So if the AL West sucks, the Mariners are going to pile up all the
Almost
wins.
like playing the AFC South.
Just do the schedule. It's balanced the whole way through.
No, that's also part of why baseball's in a bad spot now, if you ask me. But we don't need to dissect.
Commissioner of Baseball, Jesse Nelson.
I've got a lot of ideas here. I should bring Greeny back. We could talk about him.
He gets them implemented, unlike us. Get your new windows implemented from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And when a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers, well, they might be apprehensive about having someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and the professionalism that Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin brings, you trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company people want to do business with. Order up by the end of the month. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
Okay, we've taken a deep dive into my psyche. We've tried to either fix or ruin the playoffs in Major League Baseball.
That was a heck of a way to celebrate the Brewers tying a franchise record for wins in a season. Good job, everybody.
We had Tausch say he was going to extend his Brewers Talk ban and then launch into Brewers Talk. We're off to an interesting start.
Yeah, I believe there's more Jesse and I's than Jason's with this Brewer crew.
Would you like to take calls on that?
No, yeah, I'll leave that. It's Thursday,
Texts.
so probably not.
844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. As the Major League Baseball playoffs approach, and the Brewers are on the cusp of being the number one overall seed and having home field advantage through the World Series, are you excitedly optimistic, or are you of a polluted mindset and you're just worried about what's going to go wrong? Are you healthy, or are you wildy? 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Liss is more Wilde and Tausch. Straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's. The Midwest's best baseball players have one thing in common: GRB Academy. For 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, producing over 468 college commits and 27 major league draft picks. Their Windsor facility has 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training space. Next up to bat is GRB's Top Prospect Camp on Sunday, October 12th, open to the high school classes of 2026 through 2029. Claim your spot now at grbacademy.com.
Milwaukee, it's officially time for October baseball. The energy is electric, the city is buzzing, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Carbless. Carbless is the ready-to-drink cocktail that keeps fans cheering. No sugar, full of flavor, and always refreshingly delicious. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, celebrating downtown, or gathering with friends at home, Carbless is your go-to for every big hit, every clutch play, and every Brewers moment. So crack open a Carbless, raise it high, and toast to October baseball in Milwaukee, because nothing goes better with the big stage in baseball than finding your bliss. Visit drinkcarbless.com and see where Carbless is located nearest to you.
It's kickoff time at Metro Kia Madison. Get ready to score big with unbeatable season-starting deals. Drive home the electrifying 2025 Kia EV6 with 0% APR for 60 months, $16.67 per $1,000 borrowed. Or go long with the all-new 2026 Kia EV9 at just 0% APR for 48 months, only $20.83 per $1,000. But hurry, these championship deals end September 30th. Visit MetroKiaMadison.com to start your winning drive today.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
But I won't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world. Somehow I have to find. And as I try to make my way to the ordinary world, I will learn to survive.
So, quick example of me thinking the other way about a team. I went into the 2014 NFC Championship game after they'd been just terrible in the opener in Seattle. They played scared, right? They just ignored half the field because they wanted to avoid Richard Sherman. Remember that? They just threw Jarrett Boykin out there to just run routes to keep him occupied. And that week, I loved everything about McCarthy's vibe. They wanted to get Julius Peppers to the Super Bowl. Like, there was a confidence there. I was like, these guys, and that was back when I was still traveling for every single game. And I remember flying to Seattle thinking, these guys are going to flip and win. They're going to win this game. And we know how it turned out, but they should have won that game. And I was fairly confident that that's what they were going to do. So that was the last time I think I went into a game brimming with confidence. Let's go to the talk and text line. First, a text from Jake in McGuanago. I'm definitely with Wilde. Okay, Jake, if you want, do we need to start a group? Because we shouldn't think this way. It
Classic McGuanago mentality.
Unhealthy. Yeah, come on. Now, Jake's already struggling. You don't have to push him down further with your Muskego propaganda. Something is going to go wrong for sure. Again, I wouldn't say for sure, but I understand your apprehension. I get it. 844-770-3776. Let's go out to Hale's Corners. This is one thing that I will never be called. Chef Jason. Jason, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
What's your specialty before we get into it? As a chef, what's your specialty?
British fish and chips and Scotched eggs.
Oh, I love Scotched eggs. Those are so good.
Is that
Yeah,
the?
it's
Oh
like
no,
when
that's
you cut 'em in half,
Rocky
you get
Mountain
that nice
oyster or something.
Gooey yolk coming out. Oh, man.
Yeah, you love the gooey yolk.
Beautiful.
Love a good gooey yolk.
Yolk's on you.
Yep.
All right, Jace, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to side with Tausch here because
Good.
I'm not going to play the negative Nancy here. I listened to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and I just wanted to point it out. They actually had a stat, and it was a stat on the pressures of which baseball team faces the most for this upcoming season. And it was the Milwaukee Brewers because they've never won it. We've gotten close, but just never got there. I think it's an excitement pressure. Like, yes, let's do this for the youth. Let's go out there and get this thing done. We got the division. We're on the cusp of getting home field advantage and the best record. We already have that, I think. But moving forward, I'm not going to be nervous. I'm not going to be nervous. I've done that in the past, and this time I think they got the team to do it. And I'm going to just say this before I go: World Series, Milwaukee Brewers win in 6 games on AmFam Field.
Brewers
Jason?
in 6. Bucks in 6.
Yeah, it's predestined.
Wow.
Crew in 6.
Love it. Love it.
I hope you are right. The thing that Jason was referring to there is from ESPN.com. The 2025 MLB playoffs ranking teams by World Series pressure. The Milwaukee Brewers are numero uno. The different categories: drought pressure, knock pressure. I don't.
Ooh, knock pressure's tough.
I love a good knock joke though. Flickering star pressure, exodus pressure, I think, and father time pressure. I think most of those are self-explanatory. Knock pressure is. There is a whole different pressure for a franchise that lingers well below 500 year after year than there is for a franchise that consistently plays winning baseball and yet can't seem to get anywhere in October. The Brewers are ranked number 1. Their pressure index is 109.5. They've never won the World Series. Their last pennant was 1982. The Brewers topped our leaderboard a year ago and went on to drop a tough wild card series at American Family Field to the Mets. Then, despite preseason forecasts that marked them as a fringe playoff hopeful, they went out and put up what might well end up being the most successful regular season in franchise history. Based on what we've seen to date, the Brewers have never been in a better position to win their first World Series. But the only thing that will quench the ever-thirsty fans in Wisconsin is the city's first MLB championship since the 1957 Milwaukee Braves. Jimmy and GB, I assume that's Green Bay, not Great Britain. Packers/Cubs fan here. If Chicago can handle business at Wrigley versus San Diego, all of the pressure will be on Milwaukee in the NLDS. Give me the Cubbies in 5. I love you guys. Do you agree with a Cubs fan, Jesse, because I know you love Cubs fans, that the pressure would be on the Brewers in a Brewers-Cubs NLDS?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I also say bring it. If you're the best team in baseball, you step up to the pressure. I'm not going to shy away from it this time around. Bring me the Cubs. Bring me the Mets.
Do you feel like
bring me
Brewers,
the Dodgers,
do you feel like the Brewers
Phillies.
have shied away from it in the past, Jesse?
Yes.
What? Okay. Based upon what?
How cold the offense gets in the postseason. Some of the pitching performances that you have great seasons.
Closing up games.
Yeah. Josh Hader, Devin Williams.
I can't disagree with anything Jesse said right there.
It definitely feels
I want
like
to, but I can't.
There are certainly many individual moments that you can say pressure appeared to have gotten to the Brewers in the playoffs in this golden age of Brewers baseball. So I am hopeful that this year is different because they're the 1 seed.
How are we feeling about McGill? because I think one of the things that we've seen is Uribe, and that was for a big chunk of the season, kind of like when we had the 7, 8, 9 innings back in the old days, and you felt like this year
6, 7.
You feel really good about 8, 9, and now I don't know if we do. I don't know if we do.
I think it depends what the McGill news is, because Adam McCalvey shared the other day that he's doing a couple of rehab routines here, and he thinks he might be good to go for the NLDS. I would feel a lot better if he was out there, but I also think maybe Uribe's been good as the closer in the last several weeks here with McGill gone. I would consider letting that roll because he's been in that situation for the last month and a half, and if McGill's healthy, come back and maybe they kind of switch roles and he becomes the 8th inning guy. But Pat Murphy said a week or two ago, it's all about just getting outs in the playoffs. So you can bring in your closer in the 6th inning if you feel like that's the turning point in the game. It's just getting to the finish line, getting 27 outs. It's not necessarily lining it up where the closer has to have the 9th, the setup guy has to have the 8th. We saw it was like a decade ago. I think it was Andrew Miller was the lefty for the Yankees, or maybe he was with Cleveland at the time. But they brought him in the 6th inning in pressure situations with the bases loaded, and that was kind of the turning point in how you thought of using pitchers in the playoffs. So that's the way I would approach it this year if I'm Pat Murphy.
All right, we will sprinkle in our Brewers' feelings throughout the show. Micah Parsons is returning to Dallas, not that you'd know that from our program so far, as he'll take on his former team. Matt LaFleur, I heard Mark Tauscher's voice in my head talking about messaging and how you know that your messaging as a coach is getting through when you hear your players using the same phrases over and over again.
That's what you want to hear.
I heard yesterday an NFL record of we have to go 1-0 this week. I also saw my guy Rasheed
What
Walker.
did Cheeto say? Did Cheeto say we need to go 14-0 the rest of the way?
No comment.
I believe he has softened his position. He just said he's going to be a lot more guarded, which I totally understand. I don't blame him.
You media folks just put people in the corner, don't you? You guys just put people in the corner, don't you?
In my personal opinion, I thought, and I told Micah Parsons this yesterday, not that he really gives a damn about my opinion.
Were you laughing uncontrollably in the corner again?
No, and by the way, I wasn't laughing. I was looking at him like I would look at Paula. It was weird. I'm not proud of it. I was listening.
It was awkward.
Yeah,
you had a glisten.
Thanks.
You had a little glisten in your eye.
A glint. Yes, a glimmer. A glint. No, I did not have that in my eye. But I did say, look, I know Cheeto got in trouble for it, but I said I loved what you said because I was the one who asked Parsons last week about what she'd said, and I thought his answer, supporting his teammate and saying, look, we want to think that way. That's what we should be thinking. Maybe we don't want to articulate it publicly. The whole thing about keep your dreams private or to yourself. I just thought that was an awesome answer where he supported his guy and also, kind of acknowledged that maybe he shouldn't have said it. And I just wanted to tell him how great that was. And it was great. And then they went out and lost. And now that'll be lost to history, and he'll be giving us yes or no answers to non-yes or no questions.
Sure.
Be that as it may, we certainly look forward to whatever he might have to say today when I talk to him. He said he would talk today, so we will see what Cheeto has to say. And I'm also looking forward to tomorrow when you and me and Jesse, I believe Riley Yauk is scheduled to produce back in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. We're headed to Steinhafels for our annual visit. We'll be in Madison at their Beltline store, so if you want to come by, we'd love to see you. Everybody always comes by. It's always a great party when we play, when we do a show.
And
at
I believe
Steinhafels.
if you lay on one of their mattresses, you get like a $20 deal, right? That's what I've been hearing. Is that fair?
That is absolutely fair. Totally true. And then they also donate $20 for every test rest to Special Spaces Wisconsin, because September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Steinhafels is teaming up with Special Spaces Wisconsin to do something really special. Here's how easy it is. You just stop in at Steinhafels, including tomorrow while we're there, this month, and test rest any mattress. When you do, you're going to get a $20 restaurant gift card, so dinner's on them, and Steinhafels is donating $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. They're an incredible group that creates dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. I saw our buddy Chad Dern was doing one in Illinois for a kid in Illinois with their Illinois stores. So make sure you swing by Steinhafels before the end of September, take a test rest, enjoy a night out, and help make a child's dream bedroom come true. Relax. It's Steinhafels. By the way, they are also donating $1,000 for every field goal again, like they did last year and for the last several years, to Special Spaces Wisconsin. So the poor blocking in Cleveland not only cost the Packers a win, but it also cost them a $1,000 donation to Special Spaces Wisconsin. We'll get into the Packers as they get ready for Sunday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Well, Sunday Night Football between the Packers and the Cowboys in Dallas will be a return game of sorts for Packers defensive end Micah Parsons. It's also a revenge game for defensive tackle Kenny Clark, who was traded from Green Bay to Dallas as a part of the Parsons trade earlier this season. Head coach Matt LaFleur on what he expects from his former player.
He looks really good, like I would expect, like he did when he was here. So, yeah, he's going to be a handful.
Through 3 games in Dallas, Clark has 10 tackles, including 1 sack. It's Packers-Cowboys Sunday Night Football from AT&T Stadium this Sunday. I'm Alex Strope.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Your seat at the table just got better. Step into the high limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. This is true high limit play. Premium table games tailored for discerning players. Better odds, faster play, and authentic action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Find your edge, play your rhythm, and raise the stakes in the high limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Grassland butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
We're on the Badgers.
First losing season in over 20 years. You missed a bowl game. You ended the streak.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
And what do we see today? The exact same thing. Nothing has changed.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
Dancing on the edge, about to take it too far. It's messing with my head, how I mess with your heart. If you wake up in your bed, alone in the dark, now it's sorry. Gotta leave before you love me. Leave before you love me.
Packers Cowboys in Dallas on Sunday Night Football. I just heard Alex Strope's voice on the Green and Gold Fix in Madison talking about Kenny Clark, who has 10 tackles and a sack and has played very well for them. He's healthy and he is adjusted. But we spent a lot of time yesterday talking about Micah Parsons. Tausch, I know you did well for yourself in the NFL. Did you ever have your own suite at Lambeau Field?
We shared. I think 2 of us as O-linemen. We shared, I think, a couple of years.
Okay.
We did at the end of my career. But ironically, for the most part, my family wanted to sit outside. Matter of fact, for the NFC Championship game, I believe my mom ended up sitting outside, which I think is crazy because it was freezing out. But they wanted to be out in the elements for the most part. Unless there's always revisionist history with this stuff, typically. I can ask Sarah. I think she preferred being inside, but I can ask again. I don't remember exactly.
So
once you buy that suite, man, you ain't getting out of it. I can tell you that. That's what I think happened with Micah.
Exactly. That's why I asked. So apparently, no refunds, he said multiple times yesterday. So he has a suite at AT&T Stadium, which will be full on Sunday night with his family and friends. Unfortunately for him, he's paying for an entire season. And he's got the discretionary income. He got the new contract. He's going to be okay. We don't have to, start a GoFundMe page so he can pay off his suite balance. But he did try to get Kenny Clark to sublet it from him, and Kenny said, no, yeah. I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good. So what do you, and we'll get into this coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, but just as a tease leading into it. What do you make of this idea that he tried to convince us that it's just another game? That's what he's supposed to say. I get it. But it isn't.
No, he's saying all the right things, but on WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News this morning with Vinny and Eric, we kind of were discussing this, and I said, what do you think Micah's thinking? When? And I said, I bet when he was in the kind of the right into it, when the trade was he understood it was going to happen, and then when he was flying up, I would bet he envisioned already the kind of game he wanted. This is going to mean a lot more to him, and it should. So I want you to say all the right things, but he wants to go out and absolutely ball out. And I think what's going to happen is he is going to have a really good game. I think the defense is going to have a good game. And I bet if Micah Parsons gets a sack, I think the Dallas Cowboys fans will be cheering for Micah.
He did
I think
say
it's one of the rare times where you'll see guys get that little ovation. And by the way, totally agree with Dallas of not doing a Jumbotron video board for him. Totally agree with that. Man. I think we've gotten crazy with these. There's guys that play for a year at these places. They don't win jack, and they're doing these scoreboard tributes. And you're thinking, what come on. It needs to be special to do it. Now, I'm also the belief celebrate and do all this stuff, so I'm not mad about it, but
sure,
come on. But this will be one of the rarest times in sports when the fan base is more irritated with the ownership than with the player. It almost always goes the other way. They want the Cowboys to win, but I think they realize it probably ain't going to happen. And this is their way of voicing their displeasure with how the Joneses maneuvered this trade, and this is how it is. I bet almost the full stadium will go crazy for an opposing team to sack their starting quarterback. I would bet the place goes raucous in support of Micah, and in turn repudiates what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones did. That's what I think happens.
So he did say yesterday that he expects to be cheered. Dallas loves me, he said. Jerry Jones does not, clearly. We'll get into that to start the 10 o'clock hour a little more, because I am intrigued by this, because he has said the right things. And largely since he got here, for a guy that has a podcast, or usually has a podcast, and who has said things throughout his career that maybe you were like, ooh, if I'm the Cowboys, I would have preferred he didn't say that. I think he's hit all the right notes in the first month that he's been here. So we'll get further into that. But first, we need to play some trivia. Jesse, what's today's category, and which caller would you like?
Big moments in Big D, today's trivia category. Looking back on
the Big Linda.
Some of the big moments for the Green Bay Packers playing games in Dallas.
Okay. Big moments.
I think Big Linda. How would Big Linda have handled? Old Big Dumper up in Seattle is going to win the MVP.
60
right?
dingers for the Dumper. Yeah.
60 dingers for the Dumper. Ain't that something? Huh?
The Packers beat the Cowboys in their playoff matchup on January 14th, 2024. The final score was 48-32.
Wasn't that close?
We will not take caller 48.
Homer would have had a different final score on Green Bay game night.
No, that game was probably 48-17. Legit.
I would agree. Yep. I would agree. Although Matt LaFleur did panic and ruin his quarterback's perfect passer rating by putting him back in to have Tucker Kraft drop a pass when the Cowboys started to rally a bit. The differential there, 16 points. So caller 16 right now. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We will play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Well, this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and 0-interest financing for 12 months. My new buddy Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Brutally honest. Wisconsin's loss to Maryland causing friction within the fan base. So heated to the point chants for Luke Fickell's job began to ring out. Barry Alvarez's thoughts on the student section chants.
I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten. You got young players trying to come on, they're competing, and you flip on them. How do you think that makes the players feel? That's disrespectful. It's not loyal. You're not we don't need you in here. You don't want to watch this? Go someplace else. Go boo in a bar.
This episode of the Barry Alvarez Show on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. PellaWI.com.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6. And follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison. We're on the Packers.
You cannot trust Jordan Love.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Because the next time it happens when you do, it's going to cost you something way bigger than this.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. To let it get away on the road. But you got no destination.
We will discuss more on the Micah Parsons front and a few other aspects of the Packers-Cowboys matchup coming up. But first, it's time for trivia.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in-store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Let's welcome in our contestants. Confused by this information I've been sent by Jesse Nelson. Our contestant is Dennis in Florida, which means he's ineligible for any prizes, right?
That is correct. Official contest rules at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
And he
so
is
Jesse, I
a...
have a quick question for you.
Please.
Let's say Dennis...
Sorry, Tausch. Jason was not done asking his questions yet. You can wait, and when Jason's done, you can ask your questions.
Okay. What else did you have, Jason?
And he's a YouTube dweller who was hung up on a few weeks ago when his AirPods turned off.
Yeah, I remember there was someone who was on hold, and you blame me, but it was actually him who turned his AirPods off.
Great opportunity for you to blame someone else for your mistake.
This was this guy. This was Dennis in Florida.
This guy.
Yeah.
That guy did a nice job. All right, Tausch, did you have any follow-up questions now that Jesse stopped you, which means you probably forgot what you were going to ask?
Unfortunately, now I forgot. So I apologize.
That's why we let Tausch interrupt. That's what we do here. Dennis, good morning. How are you today?
I am so great and happy to be on with you guys. Thank
We're
you for
happy
having
to
me.
have you. All right, so here we go. The category, which it looks like Tausch was copied on this, but I assume he hasn't looked at his email, so I will handle the questions. The category is big games in Big D, without old T or without Big Linda. Question number one, Dennis.
I'm going to say this. I don't think it's on there. There was one of these games that happened that made it was one of those when you're done playing, you miss some things. There was a game down there where they were way behind.
Okay, Sally. You just be quiet over there.
I was watching it with Father Pat.
Tell the story after I asked the first question.
I don't know if that one's on there or not, so I don't know. All right, go ahead.
You didn't read the email.
You could read it.
Here we go, Dennis.
My bad.
Question number one, which may or may not be the game that Tausch is talking about. One of his two legendary moments in Green Bay Packers history, which backup quarterback helped lead a comeback from down 23 points? The largest comeback in franchise history to beat the Cowboys 37-36 in 2013. Was that quarterback Matt Flynn, Scott Tolzien, or Deshaun Kaiser?
I'm going to go with Matt Flynn.
The third one was not as funny as I would have. I would have gone Ingle Martin there. That's a fun name to say, but yes, you are correct.
It is fun.
And Tausch, that was the game you were referring to, was it not?
So, yeah, Father Pat was, he's a huge Cowboys fan. I remember we were watching the game with him and some friends, that Cowboys game. And there's times you miss the NFL, you miss things. That was one of the first times that comeback and seeing how excited everybody was. Who made the big pick? Was it Tremont? Was it? Yeah, he was irritated. Was it Tremont made that pick at the end on Romo to seal the game up?
The thing I remember most is the Eddie Lacy run from that game.
No, somebody made a big pick at the end of the game on Romo, and it was either Tremont or Sam Shields. I don't remember who it was. But I just remember thinking, that is the game that I wish I was in that locker room. That's what I miss. That excitement, being able to fight back and win that game, and then that plane ride, that was one of those I was like, dang, I missed this. That game was. So, continue.
It was Tremont Williams with the interception.
It's a great
Thank you,
story. Do priests trash talk? Like when Father Pat's team had a 23-point lead, was he dropping?
He has a lot
Joshua
of Jason
Judge's
Wilde
roof?
Brewer vibe to him at that point.
Oh,
he kind of felt like there was a car crash coming, and I think he wanted it not to happen. And as Matt Flynn started getting hot, you could tell the stop and go lights were going out, and it's like, yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Somebody's not going to stop here. You're going to get T-boned. And the Cowboys ended up getting T-boned in a big way.
All right, question 2, Dennis, is this. Which Packers player scored the first touchdown of Super Bowl 45 against the Steelers? And obviously this is germane because that game was played at AT&T Stadium, home of the Cowboys. Was it Greg Jennings, Nick Collins, or Jordy Nelson?
Greg Jennings.
Love how confident he was there.
He did, yeah, he did sell it. Yeah, confident wave and a clipboard. Tausch, who was it?
I'm not going to lie to you, I wasn't listening. I don't know.
Was it Jordy?
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, it was Jordy.
It was Jordy.
Oh.
Jordy! Oh, Jordy Nelson.
What else are you doing?
I was sending a text message out. I'm balancing a couple things here. I thought I'd take a beat, and y'all wouldn't let me. I didn't realize we're going to start doing that. All right, that's fine. We'll start doing that.
All right, Dennis, let's bounce back. While Tausch sends a few more text messages out.
You got any checks to write or anything? Go ahead and take care of that now.
You should fold some laundry.
Yeah,
question
maybe.
3 is this. Mason Crosby made 2 clutch kicks in the final 2 minutes of the Packers' 2016 NFC Divisional Round playoff win in Dallas. Which of these was not one of the distances of those field goals Crosby made?
Come on.
It's okay. He's ineligible anyway.
Okay. I'm going to go back and text so I don't even hear these answers.
You go right ahead.
This is
all right.
insane.
Which one of these is not one of the distances? This is a 51 yards, 56 yards, or 58 yards?
58.
Yeah? Let's go.
What a ridiculous question.
He got it right.
So I just remembered
Still
what I was going to ask. So, Jesse, if Dennis was vacationing in Florida, but his residence was in McGuanago, but he called from Florida, is he eligible because he is a Wisconsin resident and is in the state?
Yes, Wisconsin residents are eligible. Florida residents are not eligible. Correct.
Do you have dual citizenship, Dennis?
What if you're a snowbird?
I have family.
And
I have family up there. I tried.
Yeah.
So they could pick it up for you.
No.
This is all logistics.
We got to draw a line
They can have
somewhere.
They can have it.
Yeah, your line is arbitrary. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I don't understand that part of it.
In
Like, I get it if you're, if Eddie in Guam is calling and he doesn't have any Wisconsin, and he doesn't have any Wisconsin roots. I get that you can't do it, but old boy's got Wisconsin roots here.
Dennis, let us know if you ever move to Guam, and then you could be Dennis in Guam. For now, you're Dennis in Florida.
DG.
I got Florida covered over here. I'm right by Bulaga.
Excellent. Well, watch out because apparently there's been
watch
some
out.
criminal activity in his neighborhood. Dennis, you would have 3 of the possible 4 entries in the drawing if Jesse didn't arbitrarily decide these types of things. Thanks for playing. We appreciate your loyalty to the show, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Thank you, Tausch, for being such a player.
Hey, you're very welcome.
Play a
What
player.
a player.
Oh, boy. Play a player. All right, that is Wilde and Tausch trivia, which I think Tausch would have enjoyed had he listened to the whole thing.
I listened to 2 out of 3. I listened to 2
out of 3 ain't bad, Meatloaf. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until September 30th. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers continuing preparations for Sunday Night Football, visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Green Bay listed as a 7-point favorite for Sunday night's contest, according to ESPN Bet. It is a revenge game for Micah Parsons, returning to the team that traded him just a little over a month ago. Micah Parsons not getting a video tribute. How does he feel about that?
There's a lot of things I can consider disrespectful throughout this process, but I wouldn't say the tribute is one of them. I would say, I just think, there's hard feelings maybe there for them, but, for me, I'm happy where I'm at, and we got a really good football team, so I guess I can give you my tribute and a win. I hope.
Plenty more to get you set for Packers Cowboys coming up on Wilde Tausch. You can also check out the latest from ESPN's Rob Demovsky over at ESPN.com. Baseball, the Brewers tie a franchise record 96 wins this season after a 3-1 victory in San Diego in the final road game of the year yesterday. Brewers have 3 chances to set a new record this weekend.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. And again, Micah Parsons returning to Dallas. It was the storyline. Everyone was focused on it. Everyone was asking about it. Micah Parsons talked about it at length. And Tausch is right. Like, he can say all he wants that it's just another game. But we all know that's not true. You never had that experience because you only played your career with the Packers. But do you remember, I don't, Marco obviously went to the Cowboys, so he knew what it was like. Mike Wall went to the Seahawks. Like, or maybe for players that came to Green Bay and then played against their former teams, what do you recall from your friends and teammates dealing with that? Since it's one of the rare things, frankly, in the NFL that you have no knowledge or experience of, because one of the few things that never happened to you.
Yeah, I think it's there's so many times, when I'm sitting here analyzing things and you're asking questions that just are common sense, and we put football players and athletes kind of sometimes up on a pedestal because you have to be physically tough, you have to be mentally tough. There's just a lot of things that go into being a football player, but the basic psychological realities of things are very similar to what I call civilians. If you're going to be going out and someone tells you that you're either not good enough if you're cut, or if somebody's like, we're not going to pay you this because we don't think you're worth it, we will send you here. To act as if this game would be similar to playing the Bengals at home in a couple weeks is frankly absurd. And it's just not, it's not dosed in reality. Micah has a lot of emotional connections and friends and people in that building. And for them to tell him, in essence, we don't think you're worthy of being the highest paid player, but Green Bay is open and willing to give up 2 first-round picks, a beloved player, and pay you $47 million. We're not. You don't think that's going to affect someone's psyche? Of course it will, just like it would for anybody else. And I know people get a little, you can't make those comps. And in some cases, I agree. There's some things that it just you don't understand, and I'll never be the, Jason, you can't do this but there are some things that only players know. And in this case, the urine is going to be extra hot for Micah because all of those things are a part of his resume and a part of his life. So to act as if this is going to be a normal sleepy game in Cleveland at noon, or, in Vegas, that's not dosed in reality. The reality is he's going to want to show and to do all of the things he knows he's capable of and would have loved to have continued to do them in Dallas, but Dallas said, deuces B, we're good. And now he's going to say, you probably should have because we're going to beat you 60-8. And that's going to be the mindset going into this.
So now I will say this, and I thought it was really interesting. I think leading into the game, there's that emotions, but I want you to hear what Micah Parsons said because the follow-up I have, because, I like follow-up questions, is, well, what about once the game starts? And I thought this was a really interesting response from Micah Parsons.
I just feel like it's just going to be another game for me. Obviously, got a lot of ties there, but, I think the atmosphere is going to be great. I kind of know what a Packer-Green Bay game looks like, and I know the fan base is going to be pretty rowdy. So I'm just excited for a competitive matchup on Sunday Night Prime Football,
So the line, and I'm not. That's not the quote I was thinking of, because he goes.
I kind of felt like that quote didn't fit what you were saying.
No, but once the ball is snapped, who cares about he had a line about no one's going to be thinking about the trade, right? That was what I thought that was going to be.
Yeah, and I heard that quote, and I thought, but you know what? He is 100% right.
That's
all of it is the lead up and the fact all y'all were asking him about it, and I'm sure his teammates are asked about it, and there'll be more when the production meetings come in, and they're asking more. And Collinsworth is sitting there, and Tirico, they're asking and trying to get some snippets so that they can use it on their broadcast. But once the game is going, you ain't thinking about anything but doing your job. So it's all about the lead-up and the preparation of getting to it. And I believe the fact that Green Bay played as poorly as they did on offense last week, and the red you-know-what that I think this team is going to have, and going to have their guys back. And frankly, not that this would ever be in play, but I don't know. If I'm a Dallas player, Micah didn't do anything wrong.
I would agree.
I wonder how much of it is, let's shove it up Micah's. They're not going to be any of that. Now, guys are going to want to win, and they're going to want, but
sure.
This, to me, it almost feels as if I don't even think I'm going to go there. But what I am going to say is there is the emotional charge of this game is all on Green Bay's side outside of the luxury box that the Joneses are in. If that makes any sense.
It does. It very much makes sense. What also makes sense is this is the clip that I thought we were playing. Thank you, Jesse, for tracking it down. Here is what he said yesterday.
Well, I just personally, just knowing me, once the game starts, who's going to be worried about any trade? It's just me against them 5 men in front of me, you know what I mean? And then we got one common goal, and that's to win the football game. And how we win the football game is winning the line of scrimmage and affecting Dak and how good he's been playing this year. So I think, the fans, the media is going to get off on the pre-draft, the hype and all that, but once the game's, ain't no one talking about the trade. We're talking about winning a football game.
And that's how you guys are wired, right? Once the game
100%,
kicks off.
But so no doubt about it. I love everything Micah said there, and he is right on the football field. But I'll make a prediction. We will see more shots of Jerry Jones in this game than we've seen
of Taylor
he
Swift
will have
in
a minimum,
Chiefs games.
He will have a minimum of 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7 different shots of him up in that booth, because every time Micah does something, Mike Tirico and Collinsworth will flash up to him, and fans will be talking about that. And it will be, more likely than not, will be, what the hell were you guys doing? And that's it. But Micah is not going to be down there. I don't think Micah will be pointing up to the box and say, give him the Jimmy Halpert. Oh, well, you should have done that. What an idiot you are. Now, that would be awesome if they get a big lead and they do the Jesse Jimmy deal. That would be fantastic. But Micah is 100% right, but that does not mean that the outside noise, because this game is going to be through the lens of Micah Parsons and what he's done for this defense, and what the Cowboys don't have is that guy. What do they need? That guy. And when Jordan Love is torching him and he's got 15 seconds to throw the football, and Collinsworth says, boy, they could have used a big-time pass rusher. Oh, let's go to see what Jerry's doing. Who's dusting off his glasses up in the booth? If you had to say right now, 6 or 7 times they flash up to him, you're taking more or less?
If Prize Picks did that projection, I would take more.
I agree. So that will be a big piece to the narrative, and Mike is 100% right. Him and his players, what will happen is after the Packers have this thing wrapped up, which I believe will be – I think there's a chance the post-game show starts mid to the late third quarter this week. So Homer and Will and the crew, I think we're going to be on high alert. It's a night game, so I'm going to really be pushing for it. But I just think there is a good chance of that. And what will happen, if Micah is mic'd up, which I bet he will be, there will be some fun commentary amongst him and his fellas on that sideline at Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones' expense. That is what I think happens.
Yeah, and I would add that it would seem, based on some of the stuff I saw coming out of Dallas, is that he's still really well liked by his former teammates.
Yes,
like they don't hold any grudges.
The emotional capital in this game is so skewed one way. It is the rarest of all birds, which I don't know, is that the albatross? I know in golf they'll say it's the rarest of all birds. This is incredibly rare. Like, I don't think there's any Cowboys players that are saying, let's win this to show Micah. They're probably, I would bet if they're being honest and they understand with the injuries and everything else, they're going to say all the right things, but I think it's going to be tough sledding. And I think most of those players know it.
I think they know what kind of team they have, too. But again, after what we saw on Sunday, you should just focus on going 1-0 every week. Hey, that's what they do at Associated Bank, one customer at a time, taking great care of each and every one of them, going 1-0 with every customer interaction. And you know what it results in? The best customer service in the industry and the awards to back it up. So go to AssociatedBank.com. If you've been thinking about making the switch, now's the time. Early pay, credit monitoring, fraud protection, Badgers, Brewers, Packers checking, everything you want in a bank, but most importantly, the great local roots that make sure that they take great care of their customers. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It's a Saturday night special of Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Join me, Hunter Vaughn, and the Dean Dennis Summerow this Saturday at 6:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. As Big 8 rivals, the Middleton Cardinals host the Verona Wildcats. The winner moves to 4-0 and takes a commanding lead in the Big 8 conference title race. Join me, Hunter Vaughn, and the Dean Dennis Summerow this Saturday night at 6:30 exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
It's football season in Wisconsin and the energy is electric. Get ready to fuel up the hype with Monster Energy. With bold flavors and that legendary kick, Monster gives you the power to go all 4 quarters. Whether you're tailgating before the big game, watching with friends at home, or catching every play at your favorite spot. Because game day isn't just about football. It's about bringing the energy wherever you are. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly to pick up a Monster Energy drink today. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Getting ready for Packers Cowboys. Tomorrow we'll be at Steinhoffel's when we do all of our great Friday preview stuff. Rob Domofsky joins us. We do our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week. We do the Green and Gold game preview. We do headlines, which I've heard very positive reviews. People miss the songs, though. Just for the record.
Yeah.
I have not
I'm
heard
looking
anyone
forward to
say, I miss the movies.
Are you going to do any of the songs? Because we did kind of pass the torch over to you. Are you going to do any singing this
I'm
year?
not sure that's how I would describe it. Look,
No, that's how it was described. I told you point blank. That's
not
what
how
the,
I
you know,
would
after your
describe it. Yeah.
after your scathing criticism.
It felt a lot like the movies where you just told me I was doing things.
What was?
You just told me that I was doing the headlines, and
We passed it off. We had covered it for 3 years, and I thought you were heavily critical of it, so you had a better solution. That's how I viewed it. Yeah. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, once or twice you've been wrong, but much like the headlines in the movie realm, where you told me I was doing these certain ones, and I played.
And I brought you the scripts. You didn't have to write anything. Like, let's not act like you were taxed at all on this.
Okay. I don't want to fight.
The day you showed
Jesse
up,
was.
The day you showed up at the ESPN Milwaukee Open with 5 different scripts, and you were running around corralling everyone like a school field trip to try and get everyone to participate.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Well, and you know what? All that effort went for naught. You guys all blanked on the whole concept, so now here we are. And that's fine. Now, I'm just glad you guys have come up with something better. But I don't think that's actually.
You also had us recording things on like July 8th to predict the outcome of a Packers game in October. And Jordan Love was hurt, and he didn't even play. And then half the movies talked about Jordan Love during that stretch.
Then you ad lib. Make some. Yeah, this isn't that hard.
When you recorded it in July.
Well, here we are.
Let's move on. Anyway,
I will say this: there is potential. Obviously, there's a big game coming up in a couple of weeks, and I believe I will be reprising my role, as we all have committed to singing one or two headlines. I will be doing another singing version. Jesse, be ready to record in a couple of
Renegade?
weeks.
I have a
Renegade?
feeling I know what
I
it
don't
might
know.
be.
I don't know.
Your brothers
But
haven't told
just
you
stay
yet?
tuned.
Okay.
No, I know. I'm just not going to tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that was the case.
It's called teasing.
Also, hopefully we can bring back old boy Eminem for the Thanksgiving game too, because we know that is a musician,
a timeless classic. Yeah.
It is. It's one of the greats. All right. One more thing on the Micah Parsons part, and it really has nothing to do with him or something to do with him, depending on your perspective. But you did send, and I can't speak for Jesse, but I thought, okay, this is something we should talk about. It's never one thing. Everyone wants to, we love Greeny. Great to talk with him yesterday. But when Get Up does some sort of debate, argument thing, you have to pick your one thing that you're arguing. From what I understand, I'm usually watching GMA. But in the case of the Packers' improved pass rush, it's not just Micah Parsons. It's not just being in year 2 of the system. It's not just having a new defensive line coach in DeMarcus Covington. But you put all those things together, and now a guy who has never had a double-digit sack season, the 12th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, Rashan Gary, has 4.5 sacks in 3 games and leads the National Football League in that category. If you were to percentagize it, I'm trying to do Tausch made-up words, how much of it is Rashan Gary being better? How much of it is DeMarcus Covington being the new defensive line coach? How much of it is them being in a second year in the system and everyone understanding it better? And how much of it is the Micah Parsons effect in your mind?
Yeah, Micah Parsons is at 80%, and then you can divvy the rest of the 20% up how you wish.
Okay.
I think Covington has been good. Obviously, we've seen growth in Lucas Van Ness. I think Rashan Gary is a very similar player to what he's been. I think the Micah Parsons effect has been huge for him. And I'm not going to poo-poo the coaching aspect of it. They felt very strongly. Matt LaFleur doesn't fire many people.
Nope.
They felt very strongly to go about and go bring Covington in, and he deserves credit because when your unit plays well, your unit gets credit and you get credit. But this is a transcendent pass rush freak. You saw it with Cleveland. We have one now. And to think that that hasn't been the biggest catalyst for all of this, I think you got your head in the sand. Mm-hmm. Would they be better on defense because they're second year into Hafley's deal? Yeah. Yeah, would they be this much better? No, they wouldn't. Is Lucas Van Ness taking a big step? Yep. Would he have this big of a step where he'd be getting a bunch of one-on-ones and all these opportunities? No, he wouldn't. Rashan Gary, he'd be playing good football. Would he be leading the team and leading the league in sacks and everything else? No, he wouldn't. So I'm looking at this thing big picture, and I think 80% is probably the lowest I would go.
Yeah.
With the Micah effect on this defense.
Totally agree. I'm glad you put it in that perspective because I thought maybe I was the only one. And look, I know that I have not been the biggest booster of Rashan Gary, and I stand by what I said. Micah Parsons was the 12th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Rashan Gary was the 12th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. If Rashan Gary had played like Micah Parsons, the Packers wouldn't have had to trade 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark to get Micah Parsons. They would have had their own Micah Parsons already. And they paid him.
But Rashan Gary, no, they didn't pay him. He's making $25 million. That's half of what Micah Parsons is making.
No. They paid him when they paid him, though. It was top dollar.
Yeah.
What are we disagreeing on?
No, I'm disagreeing because I don't think it's fair. Rashan Gary can be a really good player and be like a Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson is not making the impact Micah Parsons made. Not even close.
But
okay. I thought you were trying to say that Rashan Gary
not elevating
should have
everyone
been
else.
Micah Parsons.
But he's never had a double-digit sack season. And if you're the 12th overall pick and you have a 96 million,
he did. What do you want? He missed a bunch of time, and I'm sorry, you can't just snap your fingers and say
he had 7.5 sacks last season. Is that still because of his knee?
He's not Micah, Jason. He's a good, solid player.
Well,
he's a good player.
And certain folks on this program said he was elite.
I told you when I said he was elite was after the San Fran playoff game. Go watch the film. You know who else thought he was elite? McGlinchey and Kyle Shanahan. Because he ate their lunch.
He was. That day he was great.
So don't sit here and don't be sitting here trying to play back blah blah blah. Did he take the jump that I thought he would?
What am I playing?
He didn't. But let's not get crazy here and try. Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett are here, and everybody else is chasing to be, to Jesse's terms, probably a tier or two below those guys. You don't see guys like this, and to try and equate those two and say, well, Rashan Gary, we paid him we paid him what a top defensive end gets paid. Micah just got paid what a quarterback gets paid. Because he a dog. He a dog. And any comps of Rashan Gary and Micah Parsons, no. That's not fair to either.
No. But you said Trey Hendrickson. If he was Trey Hendrickson.
He's not in that tier either. He's not. You think he is?
No, you said Trey Hendrickson. My argument is if he was Trey Hendrickson, they also don't trade for Micah Parsons. He has got 4.5 sacks. You just said 80% of this.
No.
You think that they have a guy who led the league in sacks last year, they still trade for Micah Parsons?
Yes.
And give up 2 first-round picks?
If they are in this position, Trey Hendrickson could have now, if you have Trey Hendrickson and Rashan and you're paying both of them, $55 million total or $60 million, which is about what you'd be paying him, then you probably wouldn't. But if it was Trey Hendrickson, if Rashan Gary had Trey Hendrickson's numbers last year, which is a lot of sacks, and their pass rush was viewed as being better, but they had an opportunity to go get Micah, could afford to do it, and give up picks, they're doing it 100 out of 100 times, Jay. I don't know why that's hard for you to understand. He is transcendent. They believe Lucas Van Ness was going to take this jump. They believe, I think part of it too is Kenny Clark. They were more than happy to say, appreciate you, bruh, but you're getting old and expensive, and I wish we didn't give you that contract extension. Now we can get Micah Blanket Parsons for you? Yeah, man, take your trip. They should have thrown in the suite. That would have been a nice gesture. But when you can get Micah and it's not – now, if they had Myles Garrett, then they're not getting Micah. Outside of that, they're going to move heaven and earth to get Micah Parsons. Period. Fin.
I don't agree. I don't think that Goody
Jesse,
would...
do you agree? I don't know. I'm not listening. I was texting somebody.
I think I don't really understand what you're arguing at this point.
He's arguing that even if Rashan Gary was as productive as Trey Hendrickson, who we were talking about during the offseason, and has second most sacks in the league over the last 4 years behind Myles Garrett, that if that had been the same production from Rashan Gary, the Packers still would have traded for Micah Parsons and given up their 2026 and 2027 first-round picks from a guy who is a draft and develop general manager. Even though he already had Trey Hendrickson on the team, he would have traded also for Micah Parsons.
I think Goody would have called. I don't know if he is as eager to pull off the deal if you have a productive player the way you
guys don't get
referencing it.
And this isn't me being like a jerk.
Well,
you guys
it
just
sounds
don't
like
get
you are.
this. No, it's not. Because
you're right. I don't get it. Explain it to me.
Jason, premium talent at a premium age at a position, I don't care if Trey Hendrickson has 17 sacks. That's cute and great. You know what this guy disrupts. And when you can get him for a couple of firsts, when you're in win now and they're going to be 30, hopefully 32nd first, that'll be the 32nd pick.
Yeah.
You're doing it 100 out of 100 times. This isn't hard. And when you have not paid the big freight. Rashan Gary is making $25 million a year. That was a lot when he signed it. It ain't that much now, and I think even if he has a monster year, they're going to have to work something out with him next year. You get an opportunity to get this guy at this age with this production, you do it 100 out of 100 times. It's non-negotiable. And I don't care if Trey Hendrickson is – if everybody said, oh, Green Bay's pass rush is great. Well, you know how to make it even better? Micah Parsons. Oh, and we have to give up an old player that we're trying to get rid of anyways, and a couple of like a 30th and a 32nd pick in drafts. Hey, baby, I'm in. I'm all in. Let's go. And that's I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am at all. Jason, you don't get Lawrence Taylor, Micah Parsons. You just don't find these guys. Mm-hmm. You're not going to find him with the 32nd pick.
I agree.
Chop Robinson was like the 20th pick. I love Chop. He ain't Micah. So
tell us about Prize Picks.
You still disagree, huh? I didn't sway.
I don't. I would be open to saying that I could be wrong. You seem to be very, very convinced that if their pass rush was as good as it would have been had Rashan Gary been as productive as Trey Hendrickson, I think Goody is less eager to give up 2 first-round picks. I just do. Now, again, is it preposterous that this guy was made available by his previous employer? Absolutely. And is it good business if somebody is stupid enough to trade away Micah Parsons for you to inquire? Absolutely. Do I think that if their group was coming off of a season, though, where they felt really good about their pass rush and then they were adding Micah Parsons, I think they would have spent a little more time thinking about, do we really want to part with 2 first-round picks when we feel pretty good about our group and we think LVN is ready to make a jump? Whereas what they were coming off of last year, when they had fool's gold of pass rush production in terms of sacks, because they got it all in basically 2 games, I think they were extremely motivated to pursue this trade, and it made 1,000,000% sense for them to do it now. I don't think it's quite as clear-cut if they had gotten the kind of Trey Hendrickson production from Rashan Gary that they would have been able to would have been willing to give up those assets. I just don't.
Okay.
But I do know
I love the conversation. I love respectful debate. And I love Prize Picks. Football is here. And I got to tell you, Prize Picks has made every game more fun for me. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made simple. More or less on at least 2 player projections. Jordan Love, rush yards, passing yards, touchdowns. Josh Jacobs. Cost me last week with the no rushing touchdown. I told 11 in a row. How can you not get a 12th? Well, he didn't, and I was wrong, but it was still fun. And I love how quick and easy it is. He set a lineup less than a minute. Get the option to stack a single player across all the different stat lines. You want to play it safe? Go with flex play. You want the big payout, like getting Micah Parsons? Well, you try your power play. No matter how you play, Prize Picks makes it fun all season long. Withdrawals, fast, safe, and secure. Apple Pay, Venmo, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code WI for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 play. Prize Picks. It's good
to be right.
Let's go.
And you always are. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead.
No,
Stick around.
Not last week.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Wisconsin icon.
It's all about the Badgers.
The dawn of the Wisconsin Badgers.
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
Joined by two of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback. I like defensive ends. Hey, I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Sala, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Striving for excellence is exactly what we do.
Our suite of master craftsmen ensure every roof we install will last.
We believe in giving you exceptional results.
And the satisfaction and durability you want with your suite of metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
It's kickoff time at Metro Florida Madison, and we're bringing the heat with 1.9 APR for 66 months, $1,641 for $1,000 borrowed. These offers end September 30th, so don't fumble your chance to save. Visit MetroFloridaMadison.com and score your next truck today.
Well, you and I, we make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in. Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks is the best way to cash in this football season. Which players are going to go off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app, use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
We move on from our scintillating debates to a little game of Jerry Jones. Did you hear this?
Consider it the radio version of a conversation at the water cooler. It's time for Did You Hear This on Wilde Tausch.
Jerry Jones appearing on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas for his weekly appearance. And usually this gets picked up a lot by the national media because the Cowboys are always interesting and Jerry Jones is always talking. This week it's relevant to us. Jerry Jones.
You think, Jesse, Do you think the Cowboys are going to be interesting in Week 9?
No.
No, I agree.
But I think they're interesting now. And
They're definitely interesting now. I agree.
Especially because we're playing them this week. So Jerry Jones, earlier this week.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, you may have heard. Earlier this week, here's one of 3 clips that we'll play. Doesn't regret the timing of the Micah Parsons
And where is this
trade.
from?
Well, this is for all audio courtesy of 105.3 The Fan in Dallas.
I love that he does a weekly radio show. I love that he talks after every single game. Jerry loves him some Jerry now.
Not at all. We needed this timing. We needed to be right here at the beginning of the season, in my mind, to get the highest value. I heard people talking about, well, why didn't you trade him back before the draft? Because draft picks become the most valuable timing-wise. You can have them in the off-season before the draft. That's when the pick becomes much more valuable and the player becomes less valuable if you're trading a player for potential picks. So I knew the time to get the picks was while this season was available to whoever got Micah.
What?
Yeah, that's
Jerry Jones.
I'm going to say that. Yeah, what's the old Billy Madison clip when the dude answers the question?
That just made us all dumber. Yeah.
That just you get no points. You do not advance to go, and we have all just gotten much dumber for listening to your answer. That is incredibly dumb. I think Jerry's thought is, if you're let's say the Tennessee Titans, and you have the first or second pick, you're not going to give that up for Micah. Mm-hmm. But you know when you trade Micah to the G&G, you're not going to have a top 10 pick. So if you had done this and you had traded to, let's say, the Miami Dolphins, and there was a chance that you thought the Dolphins would stink, and you get a top 5 pick, I could then maybe say, you know what, Jerry? It makes a lot of sense. But you traded to one of the prohibitive favorites in the NFC. And you just gave them an antidote to one of their problems and one of the best players in the league. So you know the best you're probably going to have is a 26th. You know, if they get beat in the divisional round, that's kind of where you're thinking. So none of that makes any sense. Of course, you can get a lot more. They basically traded Micah Parsons for the same thing that Jamal Adams got traded for. Percy Harvin, I believe, got 2 first-round picks. And you just have one of the best, and a guy that has proven it, that's young and in his prime. I'm sorry, Jerry, if that's how Jerry really thinks, I think if I'm Steve and I start saying,
hey, Pops.
Might be time for you to go back on that show, because he is a great actor. He needs to go back on that TV show that he was on. I mean, he was awesome as a TV actor. Maybe he could repurpose the old show Dallas, and he could star as like JR's dad, Jock Ewing. That could be something.
Did you hear this?
While we marinate on that, on to the next one from Jerry Jones.
Sure.
I definitely need to
J.R.
remind
Ewing's
me.
dad.
Yeah, his dad's name was Jock Ewing.
It's too bad we're not doing singing headlines this year. You could definitely sing the theme song of Dallas this week.
Yeah. Maybe you thought that.
Don't do it. Just let him do the next
I'm not doing anything.
Here is Jerry Jones calling Micah Parsons by the wrong name again.
It makes for an exciting time, and I'm anxious to see if over the years when I saw Michael mitigated, when I saw teams playing pretty well, which he's going to make some plays no matter how you play. But when I saw people play us well with Micah in the game, and it did happen, then obviously we'll be looking to try to run those kinds of plays.
Why does he keep calling him Michael?
Because he's old, and I'm sure when we're old, we're going to say wrong names too. But he's... look, we have a Cowboys fan in our midst. Poor Hunter Vaughn continues to remain loyal to America's team, I can't imagine. Like, their Super Bowl drought is now longer than what the Packers endured from the Lombardi era to the 96 team winning the title. And think about how long that felt. Talk about team fan bases that chant "sell the team." This franchise should at least say "let your son take over," which is a lot harder to chant.
Yeah, it's not a great chant. How would you even do that? Let's hear the chant.
Time for Steven. Time for Steven.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good, actually.
Did you hear this?
Made up on the spot.
Last one from Jerry Jones. Again, all audio courtesy of 105.3 The Fan in Dallas. Here they ask him, is there extra competitive juice for Sunday's game against Micah Parsons and the Green Bay Packers?
Jerry, do you feel any extra competitive drive to win this week with Micah Parsons coming back?
Yes, I do. And I think that, of course, I have said this time and time again, I think the world of Micah. And as an individual, and, of course, know him well. And I might say I wish him well, except it's obvious I don't this weekend in terms of Green Bay winning the ball game.
You actually kind of like that he's honest about it?
What is he going to say? Jerry.
Well, do you think he's being honest that he thinks the world of him?
Mean, up here, everybody's saying it's just another game. You know, once the ball kicks, it's just another game. Jerry's saying, yeah, there's extra flavor to this. I want to win this game because he's on the other team.
Sure.
That's what you would say.
What, do you want to get him a cookie?
You just say,
you
well,
want to give him a cookie for saying that?
He could easily say, it's just another game. Like, the Packers are always tough when they come to Dallas. I hope we give them our best, and I'd love to get a win in prime time. And instead he said,
That's not how you build a $12 billion business by saying,
correct.
I hope he's good. I'm trying. He loves this stuff, man. He lives for this. He loves all of this. And there's nothing more satisfying for him if they, let's say the Dallas Cowboys run the football at Micah and run for 220 yards and they beat Green Bay. What do you think Jera's going to say? Told you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think that's going to happen, and I think it's going to be a disaster for him, but that doesn't mean that it can't. But I'll be shocked if that's how this thing plays out.
All right, that is Did You Hear This? I know this is going to come as a surprise to you, but we have one more segment left in the 10 o'clock hour. So, Tausch.
Do? Man, I thought we were actually doing really well today.
No, we had that spirited debate about
that was
trading
fun
for Micah Parsons. So tell us about Coors Light so we can move forward.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I will. You didn't, Jesse?
No, I thought it was kind of silly.
Why?
Thanks for your feedback. Don't, Jesse. Are you new here?
Yeah,
just let him tell us about Coors Light.
Why do you think it was silly?
Anytime.
No, now you're still doing it.
I love Coors Light. Don't you, Tausch?
Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it is made to chill in those mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans. They turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. It's only 102 calories, refreshingly cold. Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. Whether you're saving up to buy a jersey for your new favorite player, tickets to a playoff baseball game, or simply need some extra spending money for you and your family, it's always great to learn new ways to save some extra cash. Well, I've been telling you for a while now about how you can save money and help save the planet by making the switch to Everlight Solar. When my family first thought about making the energy switch to solar, we weren't exactly sure where to go. That's when we got in touch with the team at Everlight Solar, and through every step of the process, they were great as we made the switch to solar. If you're interested in making the switch, let them do the same for you. Check out everlightsolar.com to find out more and schedule a free consultation. That's everlightsolar.com. Save money and help save the planet. When you're ready to make the switch, take my word for it. Count on the team at Everlight Solar.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Test dress any mattress at Steinhoffels this September. Get a $20 restaurant gift card, and they'll donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. Wisconsin's lost to Maryland, causing friction within the fan base. So heated to the point chants for Luke Fickell's job began to ring out. Barry Alvarez's thoughts on the student section chants.
I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten. You got young players trying to come on, they're competing, and you flip on them. How do you think that makes the players feel? That's disrespectful. It's not loyal. We don't need you in here. You don't want to watch us? Go someplace else. Go boo in a bar.
This episode of the Barry Alvarez Show on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. PellaWI.com.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
We're on the Packers.
You cannot trust Jordan Love.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Because the next time it happens when you do, it's going to cost you something way bigger than this.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
So this is the audio that someone on our panel requested and then was disappointed was not cut in a timely manner.
The old 4 day later bit. Yep.
It was Tuesday morning, right before we went on the air.
3 days then. 3 calendar days, yep.
I am very eager to hear if this is anything close to as interesting.
It's worthwhile.
I'm not going to lie to you. I hope this is right. Unlike the Micah sound that we played 2 or 3 segments ago. I hope this is right. Because I can't wait to hear if Jason agrees with this point, because I literally, as he was saying it, I text Jell and said, we need this audio. We need it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we got it 3 days later, and I hope it's as good as I led on to.
This is Jason McCordi not Devin. Jason,
And not Jason
McCordi. Followed by a little follow-up from Dan Graziano, and God, I hope it's what Tausch wanted from Get Up on Tuesday morning.
Oh, God.
When you're playing, less is more when you're being interviewed. When you retire, you can come on a set and say whatever you want, talk for as long as you want.
That's right.
But with this, simply said, all of our goals are in front of us. We're just going to continue to work. No one needs to hear about a Super Bowl or an undefeated season.
Personally, as a reporter, I love it when guys say crazy crap like that. But I can understand why Matt LaFleur doesn't. But what a perfect week to get your message home. Hey, we just lost to the Browns, guys.
Right.
We just lost to the Browns after a week and a half off. So if you thought you were cool before this, think again.
Yeah, I would agree with Jason McCordi. I would disagree with Graz. Like, again, I still don't think this was some arrogant, puff out his chest player doing this. Like, if this is Aaron Rodgers saying this after they've started 2-0, and he makes a big demonstrative deal out of pronouncing this, that's one thing. If it's Bakhtiari, like, let's use the same position, but a different guy, it's a big blanket deal. Oh, Bakhtiari predicts Packers will go undefeated. Like, I just don't think that that's where Shido was really intending to go. I think he was just trying to express how good he felt about this team. And then he, by the way, everyone forgets he also undercut it with a completely preposterous statement, which tells you how clueless he truly admits he is about how hard it is to go undefeated. I also thought the last 2 years we could have gone undefeated. You went 20-14. Close. You only lost 14 games, Shido. So I give him a pass, but I agree with Jason McCordi. What did you think when you heard this?
No, I just thought it was so perfect to give fans, listeners, the real deal when it comes to current players compared to former players. It is a heck of a lot easier when you don't have to go in that locker room and you don't have to have people answering for you. There is something to be said about less is more and kind of keeping the messaging super tight. Because, not to say anything negative about the media, but they're looking for this. They're hunting for this. They eat this up, and then they use it, and then they just take it and run with it, and it becomes huge. And players that are current hate that. Players that are former love it. They eat it up like gel with the virality. That's just, I thought it was really apropos about how the media and what the players that are current compared to former and how it all works itself. That gave you a great glimpse into how the approach needs to be.
And an undeniably timely audio clip on Wilde and Tausch. You know what else is timely? If you hate your bathroom, call Kohler Services in a timely manner and get it redone.
Indeed, and right now they have a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. This month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and 0 interest financing for 12 months. And my old pal Chris, the old Oosbergian, the Flying Dutchman, one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, disposes it. I lived it. I removed some of it. Disposed, not really a ton, but I did not install, and that's good because you want their professionals installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, and fast professional installation is always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch will begin in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's kickoff time at Metro Kia Madison. Get ready to score big with unbeatable season-starting deals. Drive home the electrifying 2025 Kia EV6 with 0% APR for 60 months, $16.67 per $1,000 borrowed. Or go long with the all-new 2026 Kia EV9 at just 0% APR for 48 months, only $20.83 per $1,000. But hurry, these championship deals end September 30th. Visit MetroKiaMadison.com to start your winning drive today.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badger volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Wisconsin Surplus in Mount Horeb, your homegrown auction powerhouse. From government assets to vehicles and equipment, find your next deal at wisconsinsurplus.com. The Green Bay Packers continuing preparations to visit the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Green Bay currently listed as a 7-point favorite according to ESPN Bet. Of course, the big storyline heading into the game, Micah Parsons' return to Dallas after being traded a little less than a month ago. Parsons on not getting a video tribute from the Cowboys ahead of Sunday night's game.
There's a lot of things I can consider disrespectful throughout this process, but I wouldn't say the tribute is one of them. I would say, I just think, there's hard feelings maybe there for them, but, for me, I'm happy where I'm at, and we got a really good football team, so I guess I can give you my tribute and a win, I hope.
Plenty more to get you set for Packers-Cowboys on Sunday night. ESPN's Rob Domofsky has it over at ESPN.com, and, of course, you can keep it locked right here today and tomorrow on Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN. Baseball, Brewers tied a franchise record 96 wins yesterday.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
O'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. Some debate on the timing and usage of the Jason McCordi audio.
Did YouTubers think it was too late?
No, I was just going on you guys chatting. I would like.
They're talking about something else over there anyway. Doing their own show.
Michael is talking about what a useless Matt LaFleur presser it was moments ago.
Do you agree?
I don't know. I didn't listen because I was doing the show.
Today's presser.
Yeah, and I would really
okay.
Matt gets a kick out of the fact that he does these now during our radio program. It's not expressly for that purpose, but it would be
nice. Added bonus for him.
It is a bonus for him for sure.
Yes. Here, I got a hypothetical for you.
Okay.
Hey, how did, Jesse, before you give a hypothetical, how did YouTube handle the Trey Hendrickson Micah Parsons deal?
I wasn't monitoring it at that time.
Oh, okay. All right.
I could scroll back if you'd like me to.
Nah, don't worry about it. The heck with it. Yeah, just do your thing.
Naughty language.
I don't have it. The hell with it.
Yeah. Whatever, right?
What happens if the Packers lose? That's what Dr. Denver Dan asks in the ESPN Madison YouTube comments.
So, if that does happen, I think then you start putting a ton of questions on why, and maybe then you look at it and say, maybe this team's not that good. This is not a game they should lose. Cleveland, first off, they should not have lost the Cleveland game. They had that game won 3 times. They didn't. But at least from Cleveland's perspective, I knew that it was going to be tough sledding scoring. Going to be tough to score 20-plus. But I did not think they'd sniff anything, and they didn't sniff anything till they did, and that was because we gave it to them. This game here, Dallas's defense is rubbish. It's just not good.
Rubbish!
And Russ Wilson put 450 on him, and Russ Wilson just got benched probably for his career because it's just not where they're at. So if they lose this game, Jesse and Dr. Dan, I think you then open the criticism doors will be flooded, and I think deservedly so. But I don't envision that being the case.
I didn't see this yesterday. R.I.P. to Bill Ferrario passed away yesterday?
Yeah, unfortunately, I had heard that a day or two ago, and I was not going to be the person to break that news. So, yeah, unfortunately, Billy passed away. I think a couple of days ago. I got some calls and texts on it. It's just really sad.
It is sad. Incredibly
Billy was
sad.
obviously a great player for us at Wisconsin. Was drafted by the Green Bay Packers and had a wonderful NFL career. And Billy was somebody just a great dude, great teammate, and it just makes you sick. Makes you sick when I heard that news. It was rough.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that way, but somebody mentioned it in the YouTube chat, and I had no idea, so I went and looked it up. And so I covered him, obviously, during his Packers career. I know he had had some hard times in recent years, but he really was an incredibly enjoyable guy to be around, and he kind of followed in your footsteps as, a Wisconsin player who goes to the Packers and finds success. And so to his family and friends, I'm really sad to see that. And so I didn't mean to turn the conversation the way I did. I apologize for that. We will shift gears back in a different direction. But I have to admit that blindsided me. I was busy yesterday. I never saw that news, and that hit me harder than I was expecting. So I apologize for derailing the show. I do want to play something that Elton Jenkins said to me yesterday that I love guys that take ownership. I respect the heck out of guys that if they're not playing well, instead of me criticizing them, they do it themselves. It's one of the reasons why I respect Jordan Love as much as I do, because there were plenty of times with his predecessors who probably could have taken a little more responsibility when things didn't go well. And they didn't do so. Elton Jenkins and what he said yesterday, hopefully we can have the audio more expeditiously than we had Jason McCordi.
Ready to go, Jason.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you making sure that happened. We will hear from him next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Even your pickiest eater will say yes to this. Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Perfect on their own with a favorite dipping sauce, or stacked in one of our 2 new subs, Classic Crispy Chicken or Bold Buffalo Ranch Crispy Chicken. Made with quality chicken and served on our fresh baked bread. It's a mealtime win for kids and grown-ups. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Well, this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and zero interest financing for 12 months. My new buddy Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Just got a note from Sarah Quick in the Packers PR department that we're going to have an opportunity to talk to Kenny Clark today via Zoom. That'll be fun. Be good to talk to Kenny. We didn't. Well, I mean, nothing that I haven't already texted him with about.
Have you talked to him since the trade?
I did. I texted with him a couple days, the day after the trade, because I had talked to all those defensive linemen who said that they all want to swap jerseys with him. And I believe Kenny was intending on he won't take Micah Parsons' suite off his hands, but I think he was willing to invest in a few extra jerseys so everyone can get one, because Carl Brooks and Colby Wooden and J.J. Enigbar, they all want their Kenny Clark 95 Cowboys jersey in a swap. So that'll be a good question to ask him. What's his jersey game plan when we talk to him later today? I talked yesterday with Elton Jenkins, who, by the way, said that he doesn't want a Kenny Clark Cowboys jersey. He wants a 97 Packers jersey from Kenny Clark because they did so much battling in practice together. And that's going to be an interesting matchup. That'll be very interesting because they both know each other so well. And with him moving positions this year officially to center, he said he and Kenny were talking all the time about things that he could use and that he needed to improve. And that's, as you know from having played, that's a really great back and forth that you can have with defensive line.
Yeah, and Kenny's for sure playing, right?
I don't know if I can say for sure anything. He's got an ankle injury. We'll see how much he practices today. But I have a hard time thinking Kenny Clark, who played through what should have been a debilitating foot injury that required surgery after the season. It's kind of a turf toe thing. But us tough guys play through that.
That's what I heard.
I would be very surprised if he didn't play against his former team. But I want to play this. You've got the beep and everything edited in here.
Oh yeah, no one's swearing on these airwaves.
I don't want to get in any trouble here. Okay. So
we're not on Spotify anyways.
Spotify's where you could swear if you want to.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, how the heck are we banned on Spotify if we can swear?
Have you not been part of any of these conversations?
I want to start swearing more.
Sounds like a great idea. In the meantime, here's someone swearing. This is Elton Jenkins when Tom Silverstein and I were talking to him, and I asked him for his assessment on the first 3 games at center.
When you look at the first 3 games from your perspective, we all know you're capable of playing center. How do you feel about how you've played?
I feel like I played like honestly. I feel like I can play way better. A lot of things. It's just little small detail, little things that I can fix overall. But honestly, I feel like I played like I definitely got to play better moving forward.
Tausch, your thoughts?
I love it when players are, assessing themselves and they're being honest. I thought that was one of the poorest games from a pass protection standpoint that we've seen in the Matt LaFleur era at offensive line. And again, a lot of that has to do, Cleveland's good. Cleveland's front's really good. And that typically, great defensive linemen will make offensive linemen look silly. And they will beat you sometimes. But it was too consistent. And I think for Elton, everything's just been a little off. I think Balaga brought up a couple of really good points about the run game and the fact that it just guys, for whatever reason, are not getting up on that second level, and that's not letting Josh Jacobs get moving. So that was a concern. You guys missed a lot of training camp. Elton with his back and Banksy with his hip and back and everything he's got going on, groin, Zach Tom. And this isn't snap your fingers and everything's going to be fine. You got to work and you got to put the time in, and you have to get comfortable with how these guys are going to combo block and how you're going to, okay, well, we're here now. That means I get up. And, he slants this way. That means I got to do that. There's a lot of nuance to this spot. But last week was just a whooping. You looked at how Matt LaFleur wanted to approach it, and he felt take Myles Garrett out of the game and let these other guys handle their business, and those other guys are pretty dang good. Better than what I think LaFleur anticipated, and I'm not going to say better than what Elton anticipated, but there were some plays that just were way too sloppy, and when that happens, you take your medicine, and now you try to figure out, and you're going to have a I don't want to say easier, a much better success rate opportunity, a Masapo, if you will, against this Dallas defense, because they don't have Myles Garrett. They don't have Malik Collins. They don't have the young buck from Michigan. They got Kenny Clark, and Kenny Clark is 29, 30 years old. So the challenge will be there. Every NFL game is a challenge. But on the tieredom scale, Cleveland is up here, Dallas down here, and when you do that, that should be let's start getting some confidence. Let's start feeling better about our group as we head into a bye, and that's what Sunday night should provide.
Matt LaFleur at the podium moments ago called that a mature response.
Mature, I've heard around these parts.
Is that how he says it?
You mean Elton's response?
Yes, Elton's response.
Yeah, I agree.
We all need to be self-critical if we want to get better. He has a high standard for himself, which is exactly what you want. he's one of our better players, so in order to win games in this league, you need your best players to play at their best. Certainly it wasn't just him. It was all of us, myself included. We've all got to be better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Totally agree, and I think Elton agrees. He obviously said that, and I would think if you ask Banksy, he would say that, and I'm sure you ask anybody on that front, what we saw Sunday was not up to the standard of what they have put on tape in the past and what they need to be if this offense is going to get any better.
Tausch, speaking of standards, Jones Dairy Farm with the highest of standards. Eat clean, protein, and have a great time doing it.
Indeed, Jones Dairy Farm, a family-owned business and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson all the way back to 1889. Best known for their all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe. It's available in pork, chicken, and turkey, and as Jason just mentioned, eaten clean. No fillers, no nitrates, MSG, gluten. It's all fresh meat in their patented recipe. And also they make great bacon. Life-changing, some would say. It's dry-aged up to 3 weeks. Intense flavor, worth the wait. Smoked with real cherry wood and hickory hardwood. Never liquid smoke. Check out jonesdairyfarm.com for all of their great products that they have available.
Jesse and Tausch are going to take you home, starting with Whoa Nelly.
Aw, you're leaving?
I am. But I'll be back again tomorrow.
At Steinhoffel's.
At Steinhoffel's in Madison. Join us on the Beltline at Steinhoffel's. Whoa Nelly is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpot soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Well, Sunday night football between the Packers and the Cowboys in Dallas will be a return game of sorts for Packers defensive end Micah Parsons. It's also a revenge game for defensive tackle Kenny Clark, who was traded from Green Bay to Dallas as a part of the Parsons trade earlier this season. Head coach Matt LaFleur on what he expects from his former player.
He looks really good, like I would expect, like he did when he was here. So, yeah, he's going to be a handful.
Through 3 games in Dallas, Clark has 10 tackles, including 1 sack. It's Packers-Cowboys Sunday Night Football from AT&T Stadium this Sunday. I'm Alex Stroh.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde here to let you know Steinhoffel's is celebrating 91 years as Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader. So join Tausch, Jesse, and me as we broadcast from Steinhoffel's off the Beltline on the west side of Madison this Friday. Stop by and take a quick test rest on a mattress in store, and Steinhoffel's will donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin, and you'll receive a $20 restaurant gift card. Wilde and Tausch live at Steinhoffel's this Friday. Relax, it's Steinhoffel's.
It's football season in Wisconsin and the energy is electric. Get ready to fuel up the hype with Monster Energy. With bold flavors and that legendary kick, Monster gives you the power to go all 4 quarters. Whether you're tailgating before the big game, watching with friends at home, or catching every play at your favorite spot. Because game day isn't just about football. It's about bringing the energy wherever you are. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly to pick up a Monster Energy drink today. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
The Midwest's best baseball players have one thing in common: GRB Academy. For 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, producing over 468 college commits and 27 major league draft picks. Their Windsor facility has 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training space. Next up to bat is GRB's Top Prospect Camp on Sunday, October 12th, open to the high school classes of 2026 through 2029. Claim your spot now at grbacademy.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Wilde Tausch, Jesse and Tausch for the time being. Jason has left the show for the day, but he will rejoin us tomorrow at Steinhoffel's on the west side of Madison. I know those remotes are very popular for fans to come out and see us. Steinhoffel's, anytime we're on location at our Steinhoffel's locations, either in southeast Wisconsin or in the Madison area, people come out and see us. Do want to make sure we clarify it's on the west side of Madison, not the location on the east side this time around. We've been at the east side one before. We've been at both, but been a few years since we've been out at the west side location. So just want to make sure everybody knows that if you're coming out to see us, that you don't end up at the wrong place. Steinhoffel's tomorrow. Tausch, before I get into Whoa Nelly here, a lot of the topics I had planned to talk about were baseball related because I was excited that you were lifting your self-imposed Brewers discussion, baseball discussion ban after your awful first pitch from last week. But now, after the way the first segment went, I'm not sure we should go back to that.
I think awful's a little strong. I think it was bad. Awful's pretty strong.
Sure.
Awful was 50. Awful was 50 cent. My ball got to home plate, so you could say it was bad. Awful's probably stronger than I'd like.
Despicable.
Despicable.
Yeah. That's what Barry said, describing the student section chanting the other day. Yeah. So,
bad.
Do you want to talk baseball, or should I talk about other things with you?
Jesse, you know what, man? You do what you want to do.
All right, we'll play it as we go. Here's Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I got to stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, I'm going to start not with baseball. We'll see where we go from there. So, the college commissioners, the College Football Playoff Committee, all met yesterday at Big Ten headquarters in Rosemont, Illinois, outside of Chicago. And they talked about potentially expanding the college football playoff again as early as next year. The determination was they did not come to any agreement on what they want to do. Of course, the Big Ten and SEC have been debating about this for a while, about if they want to expand and how they want to expand and what the rules would be. So it looks like they're going to be at a 12-team playoff again for next year, 2026. Tausch, when, if at all, do you think they should or will expand the college football playoff again?
I think they'll expand it sooner than later, and I wouldn't rule out 2027, I guess it would be, because 2026 is this. I wouldn't rule that out because everything is in such flux, and the money to be made is pretty despicable or obscene, or however phraseology you want to use. And they're not going to pass that up. So they have to come to terms and figure out how to get there. And if they're going to get rid of conference championship games, or if they're going to, the idea of getting more on-campus games and less neutral site, I think, needs to be a big part of any of those discussions. But for as much as I don't think it's a great idea, I think you're going to see it happen because there's just too much money involved for it to not. So I would say at the latest 28, but I would not rule out 27. They can get that stuff figured out probably even as late as March of this year to figure it out and move it forward for next year.
Why do you think it's so important to have the games on campus?
Because I think, A, you want to reward the teams that have good regular seasons and have those home games. But for as much as fans are probably third or fourth or fifth on the list of things that the college football playoff is looking at, you want to have full, vibrant stadiums. And the teams deserve it. The fan bases deserve it. I mean, Camp Randall put coils in under the turf to be able to host games. I'm sure other teams are doing that too. I legit think you shouldn't do a true neutral site game. I'd like to do it just in the national championship.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'd like. I don't think that's what's going to happen. So I think it should be all the way the Final Four. That gives you 3 games to pick. The Rose Bowl always hosts one, and then let everybody else scrap to find games at their places. So Final Four, boom, and then the national championship, but everything else needs to be in home stadiums of the team with the higher seed.
Whoa, Nelly! I think just for the amount of cost for fan travel, like you said, if you're expecting Oregon fans last year to fly to Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship game, and then drive or fly down to Pasadena for the Rose Bowl, and then theoretically fly to Miami or Texas for a semifinal, and then to, I think Atlanta had the championship last year, wherever it was. You're expecting multiple cross-country trips in the span of a month and a half for the most avid fans of those teams. You're going to hold out and then not go to the Big Ten championship. You're going to not go to the Rose Bowl. And then if you don't have the fan support and your team loses, then you just feel like you missed out on the entire thing. So, yeah, I think that is important, as opposed to just one bowl game trip, and then you're like, all right, we're going to Pasadena this year. We're going to Texas this year. I think
Well, you're still going to, for the team that goes to the national championship and wins it, you're going to have 2.
Yeah.
But
it's
get
better
them
than
at home.
4 or 5.
And I love the fact that the regular season will matter more, because playing at home is a huge advantage, especially for teams up north that can get some of these southern and west coast teams to have to come into our environment. I think is a beautiful thing, and I hope that is what's going to happen.
Whoa, Nelly! Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off tonight. Tausch, Thursday Night Football. Do you know who's playing?
I do.
I didn't until I heard it at the end of Unsportsmanlike today. I had just totally tuned out of what the Thursday night game is. Seahawks at Cardinals, tonight's Thursday night football game.
Matchup. Evan, I think both teams are probably better than what we anticipated. I don't believe in Kyler Murray. I just don't. And I don't think Arizona's going to win anything with him. Sam Darnold, I give a lot of credit to. He played really well last year, and I think he's playing pretty well for Seattle in these first 3 weeks. I think Seattle is a team that's going to make the playoffs. I think Seattle will make the playoffs as one of the 6 or 7 seeds, and I think the Rams will win the division. I think San Francisco is going to kind of fuddle-duddle out and not make it. That's where I have it. So I think Seattle, it's a road game tonight, it's a short week, and you have all of those things, but I think Seattle will find a way to get it done today.
I'm glad you brought that up. So Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike asked this morning, hypothetically, do you think the Cardinals and Seahawks have a better chance to finish in either order, 1 and 2 in the NFC West or 3 and 4 in the NFC West? So considering the Rams are 3-0, I believe, and the 49ers are also...
the Rams got beat. Rams got beat by Philadelphia.
You're right. The Rams are 2-1 now. They lost to Philadelphia. The 49ers are 3-0. So those two teams are, winning teams right now. Do you think that they can sustain all season long, or do you think the Seahawks and the Cardinals, out to decent starts for their seasons, will have a better chance to actually be at the top of that division when it's all said and done? Sounds like you think they're going to be at the top.
No, they have a better chance. they have a better chance of being in the bottom. I think the Rams are head and shoulders above both of them, and the Rams will finish first, and then Seattle will finish second, and then I think San Francisco and Arizona will be dogfighting it out, and I think Arizona ends up finishing fourth in that division.
Whoa, Nelly! All right, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to ask you a baseball question. But it's really a big picture question, so you don't have to
Listen,
look
man,
at
I'm
it.
all back in. I'm all back in. I had served my punishment. I am all back in. I still have Brewers fever. I'm still excited. I can't wait for next Saturday. It's just crazy that it's a full blanking. That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
I don't love that. Don't love it, but
Good chance to get healthy, rest up, be good for a playoff run. The Cleveland Guardians were 15 and a half games back of the Detroit Tigers for the top spot in the AL Central Division on July 8th. Last night, the Guardians beat the Tigers for the second night in a row, and the Guardians are now in first place over Detroit with 4 games left in the season. The Guardians were kind of sellers at the trade deadline, but ultimately did nothing, and fans were pretty upset that they didn't get anything for some of their players. Do you think that what the Guardians have done this season is going to change how fans, and even in many cases teams, view how they approach the trade deadline in their respective sports?
No, I think teams have a good understanding of where they're at, and if you feel like your roster needs a jolt and someone offers you what you think is fair for someone, the Twins are really going through it. I just saw something with their attendance is dipped because they kind of threw in the towel. Obviously, Cleveland did not throw in the towel. They figured it out, and Detroit has completely faded. And that's the beauty of baseball, is these hot streaks that you go on, they can easily turn the other way. And that's why you need to have multiple ways to win games. That's why I love what the Brewers have. The Brewers have multiple ways to win games. Detroit obviously just fell into it and couldn't pull themselves out. Now it might be too late. I think they still have an opportunity to figure it out. But no, I don't think this is going to change anything about trade deadlines. I think organizations will always do what's in the best interest of their team, both long-term and short-term, and the Guardians probably believe that they were looking long-term, but in the meantime, that long-term became short-term, and that's a sweet, sweet pastry when you get the long-term that becomes short-term.
That's it for Whoa, Nelly. We started the show asking about whether fans are nervous or excited about the Brewers' playoff run, and there were a number of texts that we got in response to that question. I want to share a few more of those that we didn't get to coming up. Plus, we'll see the latest from Green Bay. All straight ahead. Stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Brutally honest. Wisconsin's loss to Maryland causing friction within the fan base, so heated to the point chants for Luke Fickell's job began to ring out. Barry Alvarez's thoughts on the student section chants?
I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten. You got young players trying to come on, they're competing, and you flip on them. How do you think that makes the players feel? That's disrespectful. It's not loyal. We don't need you in here. You don't want to watch this? Go someplace else. Go boo in a bar.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
It's a Saturday night special of Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Join me, Hunter Vaughn, and the Dean Dennis Summerow this Saturday at 6:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. As Big 8 rivals, the Middleton Cardinals host the Verona Wildcats. The winner moves to 4-0 and takes a commanding lead in the Big 8 conference title race. Join me, Hunter Vaughn, and the Dean Dennis Summerow this Saturday night at 6:30 exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde here to let you know Steinhafels is celebrating 91 years as Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader. So join Tausch, Jesse, and me as we broadcast from Steinhafels off the Beltline on the west side of Madison this Friday. Stop by and take a quick test rest on a mattress in store, and Steinhafels will donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin, and you'll receive a $20 restaurant gift card. Wilde and Tausch live at Steinhafels this Friday. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We're on the Badgers.
First losing season in over 20 years. You missed a bowl game. You ended the streak.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And what do we see today? The exact same thing. Nothing has changed.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
I say, hey, I'll be gone today, but I'll be back from around the way. It seems like everywhere I go, the more I see, the less I know. But I know one thing, that I love you.
Tausch, Jesse and Tausch back with you. Jason had to depart the show a little bit early today, but he'll be back tomorrow. Steinhafels on the west side of Madison. That's where we're going to be. We started today's show talking about the Milwaukee Brewers. It was a great celebration that Tausch's ban on talking Brewers baseball had been lifted after a week. And then we dove into Jason's therapy session and a bunch of other things that got kind of weird, honestly, in that first segment. But there was a good question at the crux of all of it. Jason wanted to know, are Brewers fans feeling more excited or nervous about the upcoming post?
Wait a second. I said that, not Jason.
I thought Jason was the one who posed the question. No. It was you?
No. Yeah.
Oh.
You've been real stingy giving me credit. I've noticed.
I don't mean to.
Very stingy.
I really didn't mean to do that.
I think you do.
Sorry.
All right, continue.
Tausch was asking fans whether they're nervous or excited.
For someone that is constantly looking for hits and clicks and virality, and you'd think you'd be. All right, continue.
Yeah, you go viral in 1 week, and you just lose track of everything that's going on, seeing those Twitter notifications going up and up and up. So anyway, fans were chiming in on the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. List is more, 844-770-3776, on how they feel about the Brewers going into the postseason. I wanted to share a couple of those that we didn't get to from earlier in the show. So starting with Aaron in Big Bend, second day in a row we have a Big Bend reference on the show. I am nervous, but also believe the Brewers are built differently this year as they can score runs by applying pressure to the opposing defense with their spread. They don't have to rely on, or I wonder if spread is supposed to mean speed there. I'm going to guess speed. They don't have to rely on the home run ball. Injuries to starting pitchers are what make me nervous. It's from Aaron and Big Ben.
Oh, maybe Aaron was talking about the spread in the dugout.
Like maybe they have a delicious, pregame meal.
They got great sandwiches and soups and things of that nature. Yeah, this team is built differently. That, I think old boy and Big Ben there, and he's talking about the pitching. That is the concern. Your closer's, been out. Woody, I don't know how he's going to be. Miz, I don't think he was going to start. Now is he going to have to? Do you go? There's outside of Freddie. And who's the other guy, Jesse? Who's the guy that's won 19 straight?
Priester. Quinn Priester.
Priester. Outside of Priester and Peralta, you start getting into what is going to be the option if Woody can't go. What's that going to look like? Because you can't just say, all right, we're not going to there's no gimmies. There's no we're going to try and do this and let's piece together. That's not where I think this team's at. But you just feel good about the group, how they fought back, how they have went through the storm of you calling for Pat Murphy's job and for the start of the season, and then for them kind of riding this thing, being the best team in baseball for a long stretch. You just feel great about the makeup of this team. And you just hope that the pitching, there's enough healthy arms that we can get this thing done.
Dustin in Brookfield texts in, baseball is anyone's game. It's about being hot at the right time. I'm optimistic about the Brewers. You have to be, but I'd certainly feel better going into the NLDS riding a 4-game win streak.
Yeah, I get Dustin's point, and baseball is about being hot, but you're going to have a larger break. Remember they had 19 games in 18 days?
Yeah,
and
it's terrible.
You run out of gas. Yeah, it sucked. You run out of gas. Here, I think the concern is you're so used to playing on such a regimented basis. How are you going to stay sharp for that 6 days that you're going to be off? It's going to be a question mark. And baseball has a funny way of you can either start it and get real hot, or maybe you struggle and then do you start pressing, because the postseason, the pressure ratchets up immensely. How are these guys going to handle that? Those are all the questions that none of us know, and they don't know. But we have been the best team in baseball. I think we have to act like it, and I think we have to go and figure out how we can find ways to win, because you just get the sense that if we can figure out a way, whoever we play, in that first 5-game set, once this team can kind of get their teeth back into a routine and back into it, they're going to be an incredible out. But the 6-day break and then all of those other things that come into play, guys that are injured that haven't played, you just hope that doesn't catch up with you. And that's, I think, what the Brewer fans that are like Wilde probably feel.
Rex in Exonia gets the last text here. As much as I hate to say it, I'd be surprised if they make it out of the first round.
Come on, Rex.
Come on, Rex. The Brew Crew has never shown us any ability to win in the postseason. That's not true.
It's been a while.
I think this year feels more.
It's been a while.
2018, they ended up being the 1 seed after they won game 163 against the Cubs at Wrigley, and that kind of gets forgotten because they got so hot at the last minute and got their way into that postseason. But this feels like 2018. Like the Dodgers came and just outplayed them in 7 in the NLCS. Good. That's how this feels to me. So we'll see how that.
All right, I'm on board with that.
A lot of time next week to speculate on the Brewers as we get ready for the postseason. A lot of time tomorrow will be dedicated to the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. Join us out at Steinhoffel's on the west side of Madison if you have the opportunity to stop by. And we will see you tomorrow. Jason will be back for it as well. Packers-Cowboys previews. Thanks for coming along today. As Jason always says, have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the